What's up, boys?
What's going on? How is everyone? Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho,
Merry
ho.
Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. All right. All right. Everyone have good Christmas with the fam? Everyone get good gifts?
Yeah, it was good. It was a really good Christmas, man.
I had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Went over to Caleb's.
Oh, how is he doing?
Good. Newlywed.
Yeah.
hmm
Good old newlywed.
Yeah. So he had to host it. We didn't have to do anything this year for the first time. It was nice.
That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid for sure.
It's a benefit, man.
That's always a good deal.
Absolutely. How was yours, Levi?
Oh, it was good, man. A little emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine. Ah, nice, nice. Well, did anyone get any reptiles for Christmas?
I mean, technically, yes, that golden child was gifted to me,
Oh, okay. Well,
apotheosis. So
nice. Yeah, that's
it was
good.
like a early Christmas present. So that was pretty freaking awesome. My mom was a part of that, so that's nice to be here forever.
That's awesome. That is super, super cool. So, I think out of all of us, you were the only one that really got a reptile for a gift.
Well, Dana says all the snakes I've been buying over the last few months were my big Christmas gift.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in other words, she's not going to kill you in your sleep, is what she said.
Yeah. I did
She's
get some
over it now.
mistletoe. I got some mistletoe here.
Well, that's good. That's always good to have some mistletoe. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think topic for this one. Oh, and the new white throat. Yeah, that's a fact. That's probably the Christmas gift there. So you
Yeah.
did get a reptile.
That was a gift to each other, though. Dana likes those white throats as much as I do. We just
Nice.
love those white-throated monitors, man.
Yeah, I mean, Vern, Veronica, Valerie, Vanessa.
And Vanessa. Vanessa's
Nailed
the
it.
new one. Yeah.
Nailed it. All right. Nailed it. Yeah. All the
So
P's.
do
All the P's.
retics make good pets?
Do they make good gifts? They make great
Oh,
pets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do they
Good
Yeah,
make
they
good
do make
gifts.
gifts?
great pets.
My fuck up.
It's all good, man. That's all
Of
good.
course
That's
they
why
make
you
good
get us.
pets.
Yes, that's why we do this. No, but do they make good gifts?
I
To
think it's
us,
situational.
if I was buying something for you guys, I think they would make a good gift if I was getting a gift for you, you know.
I'd appreciate it.
But for most people, nah, I don't think so. There's the few of the retic guys or something out there that you could probably get a retic as a gift for them. But if you're getting a reptile as a gift for like your kid or something like that, I don't think a retic is the right gift for that. I don't know what you guys think.
What do you think, Levi?
I think it's situational, man. So this is a big controversy around the industry of whether reptiles in general may get pets, and we're going to specify it to retics or not get pets. Damn it, Bill, get gifts. Whether they make good gifts or not, I think it's very situational. So the same way that you wouldn't sell a retic to a new keeper in a situation is the same way I think a gift would work, and I think we can apply this to all reptiles. It is a lifelong commitment, but if you vet the person buying the gift the same way that you would somebody buying a brand new reptile, I think it could work out. And Bill, you being in a shop situation, this is better for you to speak from that behind the counter experience. But again, situational. If you feel like it's going to be a great situation and you read the room and the person that they're buying this for sounds like they know everything about retics, yeah, or if you're buying it for an already retic keeper that has two already that they're thriving, yes. You vet them, don't feel like it's doing so much. They're not going to like do so great. Maybe they only have a corn snake at home and it's not thriving the way that you think it should. Probably not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm under the opinion that they make great pets for retic people, obviously. I mean, who we would love to have a retic for a pet. So
Yeah.
if you're into retics, and like Levi said, you've got them, you're doing well with them. And obviously, that's a great gift. I mean, who wouldn't want one? You know, we love the things. So, and I think it can be a good gift for somebody who has snakes already and wants a retic and has done the research and already has ball pythons. And the fact that they're stepping into retics on a holiday, I don't think that matters. That's just the timing of when they actually got it. So, like you said, if they've done their homework, then yeah, I think it could be a cool gift in that scenario. But
I agree.
to give it to somebody brand new or to surprise somebody with a retic, absolutely not. That's my
Yeah.
take on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we are talking about pretty specific scenario or very specific person, but I think if we were going to talk like in general, the mass amounts of people that we encounter, when I'm hanging out at your shop or when we're at a reptile show and the people that walk through the booths and stuff, I think if we're going to generalize to all of those people, I don't think a lot of people have a complete understanding what it means to gift even any sort of reptile, regardless if it's a retic to someone. I mean, you have caging setups you have to think about. You have to think about the food habitat or the food, not habitat, but the habitat, and then the food that's involved with the animal that you're gifting to someone. Are they prepared for that? Do they have the caging? Are you having to buy the caging as well as the animal? Are you prepared to buy all that stuff at the same time? Do you know the lighting that it needs? Does it need lighting? I think reptiles get to a level of complication for gift giving that it's really kind of hard to, especially like surprise gift someone, or it's a lot more expensive than you think. You're not just buying the animal, you're gonna have to buy the whole setup and everything properly and make sure that the person can feed whatever that animal requires.
That's facts. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like Kelly said in the comments.
But for kids, like a lot of these parents come in and we educate them because their kid doesn't know how to go out and get a bearded dragon, 12 or under or whatever, but they've done it. So, they're a lot of times the parents say, hey, my kid's done the research, and then they want to know everything. And that's when I see the responsibility, when the parent is willing to step in and really assume the responsibility of the animal if the kid falls short. So the parent wants to know what to do, and also to educate the kid, because they could be working with as low as a 6-year-old. So, I mean, as far as gifts, yesterday we were slam packed with people picking up bearded dragons, crested geckos, beginner reptiles, corn snakes. Those were being picked up.
And what I would think actually would probably be better than like surprising someone with like a reptile or whatever is maybe more like gift cards that can cover a couple different types of animals and their caging setups. Like instead of giving putting the animal under the Christmas tree or however that goes, it's like have a card for $300 or $400 to C&B Reptile as a gift card. They come in and they go shop, pick out the animal together, get all the stuff together, get educated together, really have all that whole experience. I would just say if this reaches out to parents or anyone gifting, I think maybe gift cards instead of the actual animal and setup and stuff might be the better option and thought out process than gifting the whole animal.
It's crazy that you brought up gift cards, because one of our favorite breeders just made a video about that. Shout out to Reach Out Reptiles.
Yeah. Bill, you do gift cards, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, when it comes to animal gifting or gift giving or reptile gift gifting, I think like gift cards probably like you can't fail with the gift card, because then the person can go pick out the animal. I don't know how you guys feel, but I personally like to pick out my own animal if I have the option.
I would too.
Yeah. Which I'm not saying that people they're not being selfless in what they're doing, but I don't think they put a lot of thought into that part of the things. Like the person that they're giving the gift to might want to pick out that animal themselves, because reptile people are pretty specific on what we like or what we look for, or temperament wise, or whatever the case may be. And if someone's parent or brother or uncle or whatever is going to pick it up for them, they may not see or have the same standards either. So just keep that in mind if you are gifting a reptile, that maybe want to let that person pick it out.
I agree.
So even if somebody comes in and this is almost like a gift to themselves type situation, I had very not very often, but on certain times of the year, people will come in and they'll want to buy a retic and they've never had a snake before. So I'd like to hear what you guys think, but this is how I handle that. I just totally pick their brain on, what they know. And if it's not much, then I fill their head with information, everything I can. And then I offer full lifetime support of retics. If you buy a retic through CMB Reptile through Triple Threat, you can call us 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 2 days from now, 20 questions a day, whatever it takes to get this to be a success for that person, we're going to do. And in this particular situation, the lady came in and they think her sister or her friend bought a crested gecko, and she fell in love with the retic, and we talked about a different species and she just wasn't having it. She's never had a snake before. So I explained to her that she was going to need support on this animal, that this isn't going to be something that you're going to take home and never going to need support. You're going to need it, and I'm willing to give it to you. So already you guys have seen in our DM that she's already been in it. All good so far, but she's already... Yeah, that's the girl. That's the girl. I told her to message not on CMB because I don't check that anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
No,
so I had her just directly message us, and I figure any of us can help her with those questions.
Yeah. And I think, we never really talked about it, but I think we all talked telepathically, like whoever sees questions or messages on our Instagram, we jump on it and answer, depending on what it is. Like there are certain things where I'll jump in, but Bill's having this conversation with this guy, I'll leave it be. I'll mark it back as unread for Bill or whatever. But if I see retic questions or something that I can help out with and I'm the first to see it, I'll jump in there and definitely help out.
That's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've done the same. I've answered a couple of things or jumped in where needed.
Yeah, absolutely. You have all, when you message Triple Threat, you have all three of us as your support lines when you message, and one of us will see it and one of us will get back to you right away.
And it's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy making sure that these people are successful with their animals. That's fun. I mean, the people, a lot of times they'll come to me and say, well, I don't know, various things will happen and you'll just get different replies sometimes, but it's all good.
Yeah, no, I think it is kind of weird when it comes to retics or like super dwarfs or whatever is like the first snake for someone or even like the first reptile animal. It is very specific. It does take a specific set of vetting for that, I think. Even when we did the show, I forgot exactly what month, but the show we did up in Arizona was like, there was people that would come in and you're like, definitely not, go get a corn snake. But then there were some people that came by and was like, you could probably handle a retic and do just fine. Let's just find you the right one, one that's got the right temperament for someone like that. But I mean, I think they make a good snake in the sense that I get super stressed out when my animals don't eat, and that's like the least thing you have to worry about with a retic. So
I concur.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so did she end up taking a snake home, the one that would not accept anything else? Did you end up getting a retic in her hands?
She said she wanted a Versace, she did not. She said, this looks like a designer bag. She goes, I love this snake. Explained to her how big it got. She's fine with it. She FaceTimed her husband. He was cool with it. I let it go down. I do try to talk most customers out of it. This customer was determined. She was determined. She really wanted this. So let's make it happen. You're going to need support, but let's make it happen. If you want it that bad, we'll. But I'm telling you, at least since I've been selling retics at CMB, probably at least 2 a year come back to me. and
Yeah.
it's typically because they're cage defensive or they're biting in their enclosure, and it's got to do with biting always.
Always.
And I always try to work with them, but by the time they bring it back to me, they're done.
Yeah.
And
They
I
feel
usually
defeated.
will buy them back from them, but it's it's a shame because I tried to tell them, and this is exactly what happened. It's typically like one guy this year brought his snake back because his wife was nervous every time they walked past the enclosure and it struck. So he just said, my wife won't let me have it anymore. So you get situations like that. Um, Another person said it's just too aggressive for me. And I mean, I went over all that, how to avoid that. And I think they get to a point where they either get bit or they get struck at, and then they're intimidated, and then they don't have the confidence to handle it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I mean, what I was going to say is you kind of have a really good opportunity at the shop to vet people on a different level, because you can test them. You can go, okay, you want a retic? Pull this one out of the cage then. Here, I unlocked it for you. Pull it out. Can you handle pulling this thing out on the showroom floor? And if they go about it with no issues and they're boop, 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 yep, and they do all the right techniques, they tap it on the head because they've watched the videos, and they, whatever their technique is, they get it out and they prove it and show it. You're kind of like, okay, you kind of know what you're doing. I can trust you. But if they're like, oh no, I'm not going to grab the snake out, then I would definitely be like, no, like then you can't handle this if you can't even pull it out here. If you don't even have the confidence right now to come and grab one out of my showroom floor, then I don't think you should keep one.
Right. I always try to steer them into a ball python or a corn snake when they're new. Even if they have one ball python, let's get a boa, some stepping stone.
Yeah.
But it is situational. It is, and you just have to read the individual scenario.
Well, and then on the flip side, if every retic you had was like of Celeste's personality, let's just say, then it really wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Because like, no, this is actually a very nice, super docile snake. It's not going to have that kind of an attitude. Like, here you go. Like anyone can handle a Celeste temperamented snake. You know what I mean? So that's also another factor too. But if you have nothing but pistols, not going to work.
Right. Even Celeste will bite you. I mean, one time she was in her enclosure, and I learned, you learn every time you do this, you get complacent sometimes, which you never should do. But even with Celeste being one of the sweetest angels I got, she was all the way stretched across her enclosure, and I just grabbed her on the back end of her instead of a hook, turned around and got hammered. And I knew it right away. I should have never done that.
Yeah, but that's not the animal's fault, and that's the thing. It's just if you teach proper procedure of getting the retics out, because I know it sounds silly that there's a procedure you have to follow to get retics out, but so what? If you know what the fucking answer key is, why wouldn't you use it? Like, what are you trying to prove? You don't need to use a hook because you're a strong human being or no, just it's better for everyone, if the animal included, if you just use proper technique, grab the hook, pull them out. It's better for everybody. Less stressful for everybody.
The animal's happier getting into a routine, especially a retic, getting a head tap and getting pulled out with the hook. That's respectful. That's giving the animal its due respect, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Levi?
About what?
About just using the hook proper, like not necessarily like it's the retic's fault necessarily all the time that they're aggressive or whatever. It could be temperature issues, humidity issues. It could be food issues, or just not following proper like retic handling procedure.
I mean, yeah, using the hook is obviously going to be your best bet, and then going through the whys. The snake shouldn't be acting this way, so let's go over the why. Why is it acting this way? Where is the mistake? Let's find it. Let's correct it. But sometimes, I mean, somebody bringing an animal back is the best case, because obviously they didn't cut it. The vetting process failed. They probably shouldn't have had the animal in the first place. They bring it back. Going over the whys usually isn't going to fix it, in my experience. Like dealing with rehomed retics, like that person isn't destined to have one. the person that's destined to have it is going to figure it out. They're not going to bring the animal back. They're going to figure it out. They're going to jump on the YouTubes. They're going to talk to us. They're going to talk to the Garretts. They're going to talk to the Bryans. They're going to talk to the DNTs. They're going to do all the right things to do it. If they bring the animal back, they're done. They're tapping out. It's the same thing as a survival show that we're watching. Once you call for medical help, you're done. You're out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you get a quick consultation, but the minute that you're done, you're done. Like, there's no going back. Which, I mean, tethers into that whole gifting idea. Like, you got to vet the people that are doing it, man. Like, that vetting process somewhere probably failed with that person. There was a red flag on the play that said, maybe not start with the retic. Let's start somewhere else. Let's get you something smaller that's going to have similar behavior, that's going to get you ready for this. And if you don't like this animal, then we can start working backwards instead of forwards.
Yeah.
That's how I handle it.
Yeah.
I don't ever try to sell a retic to somebody just to sell it. I
No.
try to get them the right snake that will get them to a retic. Eventually, yes, we want to get you to a retic, but let's start here.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
and I try to do, but some people are just adamant.
Yeah.
And you're selling snakes, so you offer support and you give them all the info you possibly can, and you let it go. And inevitably, a couple come back every year.
Yeah.
But it's a low
back to that-
percentage, 2%, 5%, whatever.
Yeah.
So back to that gift card idea, right? Like, maybe we should try to help push that as like the industry standard. Instead of gifting an animal, you gift the gift card.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
make
so.
that standard practice. And if you don't have gift cards available, maybe we start educating people, gift them the money that it would cost for that animal, right? Like, sell them money, cash in an envelope. That way,
Visa gift card.
that way that animal's not in the getting stuck in a vicious loop, right? Because, like, if you know, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but watch from right now to the end of January, pay attention to your local rescues, pay attention to your local rehoming pages, and watch the animals fly.
Oh yeah. It's insane. It's insane what happens with animals around holidays and gift giving and stuff like that. I mean, that goes into a deeper question of like breeding animals and producing them, and should we be, if there's so many that are being rehomed and stuff like that. But that's for a different day. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing that frustrates me, and this happened to me years ago when I was producing snakes and getting them there, and someone would call with an issue and you give them a solution. It's like, oh, I've already done that. It's not working. And it's like, you give them 15 different options or scenarios. Oh, I've done it all. And the snakes just, I don't know. In my experience, I've never just had a retic not have a reason of something. You know what I mean? Like, something's got to give with that retic. You're not doing everything, and it's just a shitty animal. You know what I mean? Like, that has not been my experience. Even animals that I think are pretty shitty have turned around in some point in time in their life and become a very handleable, easygoing snake or whatever the case may be. So I don't know if you guys get as frustrated, but I get real frustrated with those people that it's just like, there's no solution then, huh? There's just nothing. You've done everything. This animal just sucks. Should we euthanize it now then? You know, I don't know. I get frustrated with those people that are just like not willing to try.
Yeah, they're defeated when they come. I mean, there is no talking them back out of it. They're done.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, I mean, when they've already taken the step and driven back to your shop, that's one thing. For me, like, no one ever could drive back to me, but they reach out like, oh, hey, I got this going on, or it's doing this. It's like, well, change that or do that differently or use the hook. Oh, I'm doing all of that. It's like, well, you can't. If you're doing all of that, the snake wouldn't be acting that way. Like, I'm not dumb. I've handled snakes before.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I guess it's situational. It depends on the situation, the snake, where they got it from, who, what, when, where, why, right?
Yeah.
Because I ran into the situation where the snake won't tame. I have a boa that will not fucking tame. I don't give a fuck who touches it. It's not going to tame down. I've done the rigorous work. I've changed everything, done all the steps. It's just like people, man. You get people that just will not will not give, man.
Yeah, I
They
just
won't
was
change.
talking about my retic experience. I haven't met
Oh
one.
yeah.
I've had quite a few that I've not met one retic that has not been able to be handled.
Situational wise, baby, all bets are off. There should be no excuse. Something's got to give with it. Sub-adult to adult in a rehome situation, absolutely gonna agree that there are snakes that won't go backwards because something happened, and unfortunately, this dude got the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
And I've
and
seen
that's
that more often than I'm proud to talk about because of this industry.
yeah. Those cases are not. It's like animal abuse issues. At that point, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, abuse and neglect. I guess same shit, right? Or just improper keeping.
Right. Or lack of handling, period. If you never handle the snake either, then you're just reinforcing that crazy wild behavior it's had its whole life. And now it's dangerous because it's fucking 12 feet and 50 pounds. So in my opinion on that particular situation, it's still not even the animal's fault. It's the keeper's fault. You know,
Right? Yeah.
you allowed the animal to turn into that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe, honestly, if like we had everything we needed and we got a snake like that, both of us, all three of us, could probably work with that animal. It may take more time depending on who's the person working with it, but eventually, I think we would get to a point with that animal that we could handle it.
Yeah, it depends on the case.
I'm just
really
saying, like,
case to
we had
case.
all the scenarios, all the cases. We throw a really aggressive retic into like a freighter size room cage with everything that it needs, and we're able to go in there and sit with it and establish. I mean, there is a scenario in which we can work with an animal of a retic in particular and get it to be chill.
Yeah, you'll get it to where like you can work with it. I wouldn't necessarily say it'll ever be pet safe, if you will, like to that pet level, but definitely workable.
Yeah.
Versus like a long distance wild caught that's just never going to tame down.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely going to be an animal you're going to have to watch your movements and shit for sure, but you'll be able to go in and clean its cage and do the shit you're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah, and I mean, even the ones that like are considered to be untamable, you can still take care of the animal. It's not a reason to neglect it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a whole topic for a different day, but that is definitely something you hear a lot of. Like, oh, well, I can't do anything. That's not true. If you can work with a venomous animal, you can work with a animal that just does not tolerate handling.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
I couldn't find my Santa hat.
I literally don't have one.
I got mine on.
Yeah,
Levi told me to get one, damn it, and I got one. Now you guys don't have yours on.
Well, that's what I was like. Oh, I could get a Santa hat, and Kelly's like,
I asked over a week ago for you guys to send me pictures, and I got one tonight or last night.
That was Bill. I got you mine like a day or two after you asked.
Here, I'll show this one. Hold on.
Yeah, no. I think some animals do need a little extra love and care, but I think retics are a little bit. I'm learning more and more with every snake and every interaction with my retics on different solutions. I think people can have with some of these animals, even with those cage defensive ones. It's like, yeah, they're cage defensive, so open up the door, let it come out on its own, let it be curious, let that mentality switch for it. Maybe that will help.
Yeah. No, I concur. I concur with that.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Let's see here.
If you could have opened any snake under the tree today, Lee, which one would you open?
Like one that I already have, or just
no?
Any?
What would you want for a gift for a snake?
Come on, an ocelot, for sure.
A mainland male?
At this point, anything will do. Male will make it happen quicker, but I'll take an ocelot. Period. Just to know I have it in my collection and we'll be able to work it at some point would be nice. But yeah, male would be fun. Male would be able to be added quicker.
I do. I like having the males. I think I thought about it and I was thinking, man, ocelot is probably what I'd want to add. And actually, I changed my mind, and I think I would, if I could have any, which I don't think there's any out there, but I'd have a pure Madu. That's what I would love to add. That's the snake I'm most looking forward to adding right now. And I just talked to Garrett last week, and he said it's not going to happen for a while.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not.
but I'm
hold
on the
my breath.
list. I'm going to get one.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like it's that funny things like the Karampa was super rare, and now it's like other localities are more, or technically now way more rare than a Karampa, which is crazy. But yeah, Madu. I mean, a Tombalongan is definitely on the list, but I don't know if I don't even know if there's pure like pairs together out there.
Well, we got the Kiowatis, we got the Kalatoas,
Mm-hmm.
we got half the Karampas,
Mm-hmm.
we got some heavy, we got some good Solaire in our collection, some good Jampea. I would still like to add Sula.
Yeah, I would like. I mean, I would like all the pure localities eventually, but I mean, I think like either a Slayer or Tombalongan because they're pretty much the same. Just Tombalongan's a little bit smaller, but I would take Slayer or Tombalongan, and then definitely like the Madu and Karampa would be like would seal it for me at least.
What about you,
Yes.
Levi?
Scale
You
is
could have any snake
Any
Oh.
snake?
for a gift. If you were gonna get it, if you got surprised this morning with a snake for a gift, what snake would it have been? Retic.
Exantic Chinese king rat snake.
Retic.
So retake. Ooh. Ooh, man, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Okay.
I really
How
don't.
happy would
I
you
don't
be
know.
if I gifted you a motley golden child pied as a gift?
I'd be excited about that. I mean, I don't think I would choose it because at this point I have the
The
means to
ingredients?
do the project, so I want to put in the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, probably go with a full on 100% Sulawesi, bro.
Yeah,
That would be
Asula?
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
They're pretty
fucking
wild.
awesome.
They have
just have that
dude,
monster.
yeah. Yeah.
I've been eyeballing those 50% Sulas.
Dude, that thing's gonna be
No.
fucking huge.
I know,
You saw
dude.
them.
Yeah. Nah, I couldn't. I don't know. I thought I wanted Sula, but I'm like, nah. I think I'll just this biggest I'll go with is Slayer. I think as far as localities go, Sula
Well,
would be
aren't
sick.
aren't the Sulas the mainlands that get bigger than a traditional mainland? Am I thinking of the right one?
That's kind of what like that's the I think I don't know if they get bigger. I think they get bigger on average, if that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
That's a good pick.
Yeah, but no, I'm pretty sure like Asula's bottom is much bigger than like a mainland's bottom, if that makes sense. Like their base, their floor of size, like they're just monsters. But what's even crazier though is like a Sulawesi locality and a Slayer locality's like DNA or whatever from what they've tested is like the exact same animal, but Slayers are smaller.
Are they from the same region? Like, if you could put them in a state together, would they be in the same state?
Yeah, so like Slayers.
No, would they be in the same county?
Yeah, so here's Sulawesi in the tip of it, and then the start of Slayer Island. They're like this. So yeah, a storm or something could really definitely push some stuff over. They're very close.
Okay.
I want one.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Slayer, Tombalongan, one of those two would be sweet. For sure. Yeah. Yep. Any crazy morphs? I mean, other than I picked Ocelot. I mean, is there anything out there we don't have or
Jigsaw?
Hypo?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if we want to get into like
Harley Quinn?
Yeah, that
Aztec.
one's pretty dope.
Dude, I've been eyeing that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah,
That's a cool genetic.
yeah, that one's yeah, because that one's like, isn't that the one that's like Jaguar without the wobble?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Those make some wild combos.
Hmm.
I can't think about much of anything else. I mean, crazy morph combos that would be sick, but
What about you, Bill? Genetic wise.
Dude, I'm not shitting you. I got everything I want right now except Ocelot. And I mean, when I say I mean we, collectively.
Mhm.
There's nothing I want. I want more pure females. That's, I want an Ocelot.
Yeah,
That's it. I want more pures.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully,
what about pet wise? If you guys could be gifted a pet right now, without it being it can't be a snake, can't be a reptile,
hmm.
just
Ooh,
different pet.
oh,
You be
all
gifted
right.
one pet, no limitations. We're blue sky thinking here.
Shit, man, this might take me a minute. I might have to go last on this one.
I know what I'd do.
What'd you
Oh,
do?
what would you do?
Another fucking Doberman pincher.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I really
And with
would.
that being said,
Oh,
hold on.
I got another one of
Look at
those. Little dopey guy,
him.
Marshy. Oh, I love Marshall.
That's why right there.
Yeah,
That dog's a
Marshall.
fucking menace, though, man.
He's
He
he's like
loves Levi. He has a love-hate relationship. He's kind of scared of Levi a little bit. It's funny.
yeah, he's a goofy little nut, that guy. I love him. I love that fucker.
Kelly said a giant rabbit.
Like a Flemish, or whatever they're called. A raccoon. That's
Oh, the
another good one.
Netherlands rabbits, those fucking just monstrous, like small dog rabbits.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, she would. We'd find Bill. Well, we wouldn't find Bill.
We wouldn't find Bill. We wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I don't know. There's so many like different ways you could go. You could go with like some sort of a primate thing, but then like how big do you go with it? Because then it gets pretty fucking sketchy, you know? So then you're thinking like maybe like a little marmoset or something would be cool. But then I want to have to like take care of something like a baby for like 18 years. I don't know. I think a prairie dog. I think I would go with a prairie dog.
That was a hell of a pick, man. And Dana, that's a hell of a pick. Dude, I'm channeling my Bill here. I'm not going Doberman, but I'm going fucking Corgi, bro, all day. I want a Corgi so fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to grab something that's like too realistic, like because if I said another dog, I will probably get that dog. Like that's not like it probably will end up happening, you know. But
I guess you're right. Hold on. I think I'd go.
I don't think I'll ever. I mean, I could probably get a prairie dog, but it's probably not going to happen either. But it would be cool. I think I would love one of those. Those I think would be pretty fun.
And see, I don't think I'd want to screw with anything. I think a dog is the best pet for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, my opinion of a best pet. I just love. I mean, people ask me, they're like, "What do you mean? You're a reptile guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, but my dogs, I love like my fam. I mean, like kids. I mean, they live with you, they sleep with you, they're with you all the time. It's just different,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like them too. There's that one that's all over TikTok or whatever. Yeah, they're pretty sick.
Yeah, Bill, I agree with that, man. I don't think you can beat a dog. You just can't.
No. I mean, dogs are the best. I think there's limiting factors to a dog. Like if you ever do want to go on vacation or if you have a job or whatever that like requires you to leave or whatever, then they become a little bit more frustrating than some other animals. You have to find care for them or a babysitter, or then you just are opted out of that kind of a life, which can be frustrating if you have, like we have 4, so it's kind of hard. They can't go put them 4 in daycare. I got to find a dog sitter, and it just makes that part of it a little bit more difficult.
That's fair. Fucking Kelly said a lion, and then Dana said a sea otter.
That would be cool.
Well, fuck. If we're just gonna go, I want Neil, the fucking elephant seal, or that sea lion that's in New Zealand or whatever. I'll take Neil. He's fucking cool as shit.
Dude, if we blue sky thinking, I want a fucking elephant.
I want a blue whale.
Fuck it. I want sharks with laser beams attached to their foreheads.
Dude, I want to ride a shark, bro. I want to like jump in the ocean and like get sponsored by Red Bull and ride a great white around.
Now, okay, you're about to get real jealous. I got to swim with dolphins in Hawaii. Like, swim with dolphins in Hawaii.
Killer.
It was
that's
fun.
cool, but they're not fucking sharks, man.
They kill sharks. They're actually fucking doper than sharks. And
they kill a certain species of shark, and it's not a very big shark. They don't kill great whites.
Oh, no, they kill lots of different sharks. And then if not, their fucking big cousin, the orca, definitely will fuck up any shark.
Oh, the orca's a fucking asshole, dude.
Yeah,
People like, orcas are so adorable and beautiful animals. No, they're fucking assholes, and they kill sharks. They kill everything.
Yeah,
they're an apex predator.
They're pretty wild. But dolphins, the swimming with the dolphins was pretty crazy, and I got to like grab onto his dorsal and have him swim me back. It was pretty sick.
Speaking of dogs, what about how do you separate your pet dogs, Lee, from your retics? And when did you notice any of your retics changing? Because I can tell you right now, mine and the dogs got along like peas and carrots, and they didn't have any interest in the dogs, and the dogs didn't have any interest in them until they got a certain size, and that changed. Now all of a sudden I saw hunting behaviors when the dogs were around. That's when I knew it was time to, holy shit, separate the two and keep them separate.
Yeah. I was like, oh, fucking snakes or whatever. I've had an incident with like where I bred Frenchies and had a puppy and a snake. Thought a puppy was food, but that kind of makes sense in my head. It was roughly the size of its food or maybe slightly bigger. So I really thought it could take it down. But in most of my interactions, even with my big snakes, with my Frenchies, they kind of always sized them up as too big and never really fucked with them, and they were fine. But recently, like the new collection that I've kind of developed, I have a baby who's clearly not even close to big enough to take on like my full-grown Frenchie. She went right up to him, sized him up, smelled what he was, and then just started open mouth going after him like he was food. It wasn't defensive. It was like, I'm going to eat you. And it's like, you're fucking the size of my finger, and it's a Frenchie that's 30 pounds. Like, you're not like, it was kind of crazy that it took the shot. Usually they're like, it's too big. Fuck it. Move on. And she was like, nope, I'm going to take the shot now. So yeah, I'd be a little bit more cautious with dogs around, especially retics, than I had previous thought and believed before.
Watch still, because she loves them.
I won't let my dogs around the snakes. They won't have an interaction together for several reasons. I'm not going to risk the dog's life when they're bigger. I'm not going to risk the snake's life. And third perspective that people don't think about as somebody that works with venomous in the field, I don't want my dogs to think the snakes are okay. Because if there is a rattlesnake in the backyard, they're going to go, oh, snake. Dad holds snakes. They're good. We're okay. Absolutely fucking not. No, I shoot them away. I say, no, bad. These are not okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I never really had an issue like with it. Never like had a second. My issues were always like, I just didn't want the dogs to grab the snake. My concern was kind of always the opposite route. It was always, I didn't want the dogs to fuck the snake up, not the snake.
I'm always jumping away with my snake with Marshall.
Yeah.
He's, how crazy he is. But he's learned to pretty much ignore most reptiles in the shop.
Yeah. Well, he gets, he's getting trained and desensitized and socialized with them. I mean, you're doing the right thing to have that not happen. But that was always my concern with like bringing snakes out around my dogs. Like I always thought my dogs would think they're a chew toy and just fucking grab them and rip them. rarely had the thought of the snakes hurting the dogs until it became a problem, until it happened. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Okay.
I mean, I've got the problem of that 16-footer. That one will take my dog down, no problem.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Like, at the time, I only had dwarfs and super dwarfs, and like, you know, they're eating large rats. My dogs are clearly much larger than a large rat. So I just was not like a thought, and like previous life and experience of living together wasn't an issue until it was, you know. So yeah, now I keep them completely separate, especially after now I saw this baby going after him. Like, no, fucking dogs don't get to come in here. Snakes not really. I mean, I'll take the snakes out, but I don't want the dogs in the snake room.
Yeah, I'll throw the dogs outside. Get out. Go.
Yeah.
Be gone.
What about that video on CMB Reptile? I think it's got about 800,000 views when Lola's feeding Sylvia that rabbit. She don't want nothing to do with that rabbit. She's eyeballing Daisy on the couch. She goes past the rabbit, stretches all the way out, and tries to grab the Boston Terrier. Remember that video? You've seen it, right?
Yeah. I forgot about that video until you started describing it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's replaying in my brain every step by step with that. Yeah, I mean,
at that point, it smells a rabbit. It identifies the hotter object of the dog.
Yeah. But even then, it's still, she still calculated in her brain that thing was still, it was big enough to go after, you know? That's I think that's what's kind of scarier is it just definitely, it calculated like, yep, that's still big enough or small enough or whatever, you know, for me to take down.
Well, from what I understand, the studies they've done, snakes don't do sizing up. They don't care. They're going to go after whatever they go after. And if they explode, they explode. It happens in the wild all the time. Like they're not that they're not, well, they're too motivated to care. If they are in a food-driven state, they're going after whatever their object is. So like retics have been seen in the wild split by, I believe it's alligators and hippos, and then Burmese by gazelle.
Yeah, but they were still able to take them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and eat them. Like, they were able to consume them. Now they ripped them apart once they got them in there. Like, they're not going to go after an elephant. You know what I mean? They are going to attack, kill, wrap up, and eat, or try to eat things that they think that they can eat, you know, within reason. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, there's a reason when my snakes come up and smell me, they don't just eat me and wrap me up either. You know what I mean? Like, they know that that's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see your point.
You know, see what I'm saying? Like, not saying, like, they definitely don't care if it's too small. They'll fuck anything up. They'll kill anything and eat anything, whether it's like the size of a mouse or if it's the size of a large rat that they normally eat. If they can eat it, they'll eat it for sure. But even if it's just big enough, they have that thought like, I can eat this. Like, they have to have that kind of process. Sometimes it's not. I will give you, like, granted, sometimes they're surprise predators. Something walks up and they have their opportunity and they wrap it up and they kill it. Then after it's dead, they do the sizing up. But I think they're sitting there kind of stalking something for a minute, which I've seen retics stalk in the wild. So if they're stalking something, they're definitely, that thought process is going, they're sizing. But I also agree, they're sleeping, rodent or crocodile or whatever goes by, and it's just instinctive and they grab it and wrap it, then no, they're not thought processing at that point. They're just reacting.
Once they're in that food motivated state, it's difficult to break. When they smell food, it's difficult to break that drive, because at that point it's game on.
Yeah, and it's so weird because when I saw her, because she was smelling, it was literally like there was a calculation though, because it wasn't just like bam bam. It was like came up to him, licked, got a little bit closer, licked, and then lunge. Like, it was definitely some thinking that was happening.
That food motivated state, man. It smelled food and it's that fucking, I'm going, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you need to eat bigger food then. So she is.
Snakes that fuck it, send it.
She for sure did. So yeah, no, snakes are not going around the dogs. Dogs are not around the snakes, no longer.
That's great for a general rule too. I mean, I got them used to them because I wanted to have them out and around and on the table and not have my dogs try to get them. But in hindsight, yeah, I desensitized my dogs, and we do have rattlesnakes out here in Arizona, and that's a good point, Levi.
Yep.
It's kind of an out of the box thinking thing too, because I mean, unless you're going to do the aversion training, and if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to ask Rattlesnake Solutions if this is factual or not. I don't think after the aversion you're supposed to have them around snakes, because then they're taught from that point they're bad. They should avert them. But if you desensitize them, you may be setting them backwards at that point.
That makes sense.
But it's a scary thought process, especially where I'm at, to desensitize them, because we run into them like in backyards all the time out here.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill, where you're at, it's extremely unlikely. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely.
I've never seen a snake in my yard or a scorpion. We're just in such a developed older area that they're just not
Go in
here.
your backyard with a black light.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Never had one in the house.
I only had to deal with maybe like a couple in all of my years in Arizona and all the different places we lived or whatever. But
Ooh.
huh?
I
Oh,
was
snake.
replying to Kelly.
I think she was talking about the snake, the dog snake guy.
Oh, right. We should. Oh, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Talk later. But yeah, I only saw a couple or whatever. I didn't really put in the dog desensitizing thing around that, or even put that thought process again. Even because I lived there my whole life and didn't really see very many at all. At least not around the house very much.
Man, when I lived in Cave Creek, did I have them? Son of a bitch, some big ones too.
Shit, I mean, when I
Cave
lived,
Creek's a hot spot, bro.
when I lived in Vistancia, I mean, I lived out there when like the first houses were built, and we lived out on that way on the outskirts. And I would have, I maybe saw out of all the years we lived out there, saw like two. I had to relocate like two out of my yard.
Bro, that's crazy because it's more developed now. I'm out here now, and they're fucking everywhere.
I know. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. Just they didn't like our yard or something. But
what part of Vistancia were you in?
It's off. It's like 134th and Tyler.
Is that where I met you?
No, you met me when I was off 107th and Happy.
Okay.
Kelly said your yard was a vortex.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because literally, like, we only had two. And actually, the second one I'm thinking of wasn't even that house. It's my parents' new house off of 107th and Joe Max. So I only saw one up in Vistancia.
Okay.
So, but
Dude,
they
we go herping like not even 5 minutes from the house and find them, bro. It's crazy.
I would go herping behind my house. There was our house backed up to the wash that runs right through there.
Yeah.
So our house, like right behind it, was that wash. I would go just down into that wash, and everything was right there. They just never made it up into they just never went into our yard.
Because they had a comfortable habitat, man. Well, your yard probably didn't have anything to offer.
It had water. We had a pool. I mean, we had definitely water source and shit.
Okay.
I mean,
and they were probably in and out before you could see them.
Exactly. I mean, they're just in, out. They weren't they weren't like staying or like living or anywhere. And the one that did, I relocated down into literally just right down into the fucking, riverbed behind me, and it never came back again. So, or if it did, it never did it when we were around. So, yeah. But no,
it's so unlikely they'll come back in that situation.
Yeah, no, and most of the ones that you find, like most of them, not saying all of them, but the most of the ones that I found were definitely like juvenile to subadults. I would never say they were more than 2 years old ever. And then the ones that like the only big one we ever saw was definitely like warming up on a running path. Those running paths that go through Vistancia. I was running and training for wrestling, and there was like definitely 6.5. I mean, he was end to end on that sidewalk completely. And my friend almost ran and stepped on its head when he was running. I saw it and I grabbed him and threw him back. I'm like, that's a giant Western Diamondback, but threw a rock, scared him off, and it got off the path. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty rare you find big rattlesnakes in general, man. You gotta go extensively herping to find the big OG ones because they know better.
You know what's funny is I think like the world record was found like off like 43rd and Peoria or something. It was in like some crazy, super established old neighborhood.
I know which one you're talking about. It's found by.
You remember that monster?
Found by Rattlesnake Solutions. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like world record. It was like huge.
I think Brian found a bigger one actually last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I mean, their monsters were out there, but I was still surprised.
And he found it in a similar area in a fucking grill unit.
It's so
this thing
weird.
Was fucking massive, dude. Unfucking heard of. Like six something foot. Dude,
it's like, where was it? Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. It's like, where did they come from? Where were they living this whole time? Because that doesn't happen overnight. Like that, Western Diamondback does not get that big overnight.
So what I understand, man, so when the development goes up, so they're living in the empty space before development, so in the desert, and then we develop and they find a way to survive, and they stay in the neighborhood or stay in the place that they're living in, and they just find the perfect hunting zone. This one, if I remember the video correctly, I think it was last year he put it out. It was in a grill unit, and what like the permanent grills that you build in your backyard, and when you build those attract rodents. If the rattlesnake's doing its job, you're as the homeowner probably not going to see the rodent. It's just going to eat them. So it's in a perfect environment. That snake was probably 20 years old when he found it, and it's probably been there the entire 20 years of its life, just eating the fuck away. And you know, it's a prime example of like why the ecosystem should be left the hell alone. But
it's just wild. Something that big,
fucking real, do it.
It's just wild that some rattlesnake that big could be living amongst that many people and not one person saw it. You know, like that thing just got massive.
Dude, even as a herper or as herpers, do you know how many fucking snakes we walk by and don't see because they're hidden so damn well, dude? I think about that every time I come up dry. I'm like, dude, I know for a fact I walked by one, maybe two of them, and there's no way anybody in the world would have seen them.
Yeah. Shit, I was watching something. It was some like snake hunter people, and they were trying to find the inland. No, what was it? The death adder.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to find a death adder, and they're like, they're impossible. So you're not going to spot them in the wild. Like you're just not. And they're not going to move either because they know that's how good they are camouflage. Like even when you're close to them, they just don't move because they believe, and they're usually right. You're never going to find them until it's too late. They're going to hit you first. So like their technique is just to like rake the ground until it pops up or like gets up on the hook. It's insane.
That's crazy.
And then the guy finally found it, and it like camera zoomed in. You still couldn't fucking see it. You're like, where is it? Like he had to literally pick it up out of the forest floor until you saw it. It was like, holy shit, that thing was hitting really good.
It's kind of scary when you think about it too. Like you're just walking through, and all of a sudden you step on it, you can't fucking see it.
What's wild is like you see a gaboon viper and you're like, how in the hell would I miss that thing? And then you see a nature video of a gaboon viper in the nature, and you're like, oh, that's how. That's how. Then you don't see it at all in its habitat.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah,
dude. Like people talk about like spotting rattlesnakes, and it's like you go we'll use the white phased speckled. Dude, that thing on quartz rock, you're not gonna fucking see it. You're not. Yeah. You have to specifically look, and I mean, you have to look where you're stepping, or you're gonna hit one.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite rattlesnake. Yeah, I want one. We're coming up on that time, boys. It's been real. Wrap up the episode. In certain circumstances, we believe that retics are good gifts.
Yep. For people that have retics or retic breeders, I think they make a good gift. But then I think that we also, I bet you his phone died. But I think we also agree that...
and I lost my audio.
Gift cards are the way to go. Yeah, I can hear you. All right. Well, gift cards are the way to go. Bye, everybody.
Let's wrap the episode.
Yeah. Bye.